It is January 21st. That means the playoffs are a couple days away. Back on the DKP, we got the homies. Kegan, Swaggin, Bradley, Ryan, Daring, Waring, and Zachary, the factory. Erlandson, what's up?
Pumping them out.
First time on the pod, Z. What's up?
Let's get it, guys. Hey, glad to be here. Let's get it going.
So, real quick, you're moving to Georgia in about 10 days. A big life change.
Yep, I'm ready to go.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm ready. I'm feeling good. It's the right move at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And right time of year, man. You're avoiding all the stressful weather.
Yeah, I'm ready to get on that beach life anyway, honestly.
Hop on the beach.
Yeah.
Run around with the seagulls.
Where are you going to be in Georgia?
So I'm going to be in Savannah for probably a couple of weeks, probably about a month realistically. And then I'm going to start looking at places. Probably I want to look at either Charlotte, Raleigh, or just somewhere closer to wherever. Like I think my sister is in somewhere around Fayetteville. But it's not a very big state, so it's like I can kind of jockey it to where I'm like 30, 45 minutes away to where it's reasonable and still be in a good spot with people my age, where I'm still in somewhere where I can relate to people and, make some new friends, because I definitely don't want to be out there in the middle of the note. Like I want to be close to them, but still be in my own space as well.
Who's in Georgia?
My parents.
Oh, okay. And then
who's in Virginia? Out there. Oh, no. So my sister, Megan and Mike, and then my two nieces are out in North Carolina.
Oh, they're in North Carolina.
Yeah. And honestly, even Fayetteville. Fayetteville is like a nice spot. It's like half an hour from the beach. So it's, honestly, anywhere out there is kind of like, it's really not that far from wherever you want to be. And it's like my family is also in like Indiana, which is only like 2 hours away. So it's like it's a good spot for me.
Oh, dude, that'll be an adventure.
I feel like I'll be much happier in a better space with a lot better support system. I feel like I can definitely do it out here, but I'm a little overstretched, honestly, especially just like with like connection with my loved ones, which is like the most important thing. And I feel like I'm kind of neglecting it a little bit just being here. Like I've did the Colorado thing and now I'm kind of ready to do my own thing.
Cool.
Good luck, man.
And then,
thank you.
The camera is a little bit to your left, though. It's on the other computer screen. There you go. There you are.
Perfect.
There he is.
Perfection is perfected. So, Zach, as a Colts fan, I want you to stand by in excruciating pain the next couple minutes as we delve into some Niners talk.
I love the Niners. I've been rooting for the Niners since me and Ryan started being friends. I actually started actually caring about the Niners' well-being. So yeah, that is my NFC squad.
I do remember playing. I remember playing you in Madden a couple times back in the day, and you used to roll with Kaepernick and the crew.
Yeah, because their defense was so strong with Willis and Bowman. Yeah, dude.
Whitner.
Lockdown, bro.
Yeah.
Morrow. Yeah.
Alden Smith, Justin Smith.
The Smith
not
brothers.
A game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So three things.
I'll say that was the real Legion of Boom, dude. Like you guys were the actual.
You just didn't put a name on it. We didn't.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't franchise it.
We just knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gold Rush or the. I don't know.
We had a name for our special teams crew. That was the Tony Montana crew.
Tony Montana.
That was our special
What was that
teams.
running back that was always swagging out and he was on special teams?
Tony Montana.
He was that
Robinson.
No.
Nate Robinson.
No, he had the braids.
Nate Robinson played basketball.
SEC school. And
it's a different Robinson. Sorry.
Who am I thinking? Not Robinson. I think he's like a young kid.
We'll have Zach check that as we jump in this first segment. So Zach,
it's Nate something.
Try to figure out who the special teams, the running back who played.
He's a broadcaster now.
About 5 years ago.
He's a broadcaster now.
Yeah.
For which company?
You know what I'm talking about. He played on the Seahawks.
NBC.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm thinking of someone different that was always
on
He
NBC.
wasn't a running back then.
Yeah.
No.
You guys don't even know what you're talking about.
Zach's on it, guys. Zach's on it.
No, I'm not.
Kegan's trying to.
Don't send me on a wild goose chase.
So, real quick, the asking price for Deshaun Watson seems to be 3 1s and a couple 2s and maybe a.
Dude, what if the Colts picked up Watson, bro? How stacked would that be?
It's not going to happen.
I know they wouldn't let it happen.
The Niners, though, we have a legitimate shot. We'll get to that in one of these segments, something to look forward to. So, first segment, 3 things the Niners must do to compete for a Super Bowl in 2021. What are those 3 things they must do, Kegan?
All right. I mean, we need to get back to the Super Bowl. So super important offseason coming up.
The biggest.
We lost our D coordinator, which, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, we stayed in house. So, but our D didn't play that well at some points. We didn't have the pass rush that we should have had when we got to the Super Bowl the year before. We're going to be losing some players. Sherman's going to be going out. Most likely Tart's going to be leaving. So
probably Kerry Hyder.
Kerry Hyder's probably gone. We're going to be, it's going to be a different defense next year. I mean, we're going to have our mainstays. Fred Warner's going to get, signed to a big contract, I think. So I think we got to focus on offense. I really do. So number 1 is re-sign the big silverback Trent Williams. I think that's crucial. We need him on the line. And I honestly wouldn't be that upset if we go line in the first round. I think that obviously we got to, if Jimmy's our quarterback, which most likely he will be, we're going to have to protect him. I mean, he can be, a little fragile back there. So we gotta get some O-line help. I think either free agent, draft, obviously re-sign Trent Williams, but also, try and get, because our center position was always like a backup. Our guards are like these guys that you haven't really heard of. So I think our O-line needs to be,
we are actually rated pretty
bit.
well PFF, but our pass defense is
tough.
Yeah.
McGlinchey's
pass
terrible.
blocking's really bad,
but he's not going anywhere. So hopefully he gets better.
He's got to.
Take your ass to school.
School, Grassu,
Broomskill.
What about McKivitz? Colton McKivitz.
He came on late.
The last couple of games.
He came on late. I still think we need to beef it up. Let's go for somebody. It doesn't have to be a huge name, but just
okay,
get some guys in there. See what can happen there. Number 2 on keys to get Super Bowl. Stay healthy. I mean, I don't know if we can do anything about that. Fire our strength and conditioning people. Whoever's running that program in there needs to be gone.
You're out.
But even in the offseason, Debo broke his foot. There was things that started right away. So we have to stay healthy to get back to the Super Bowl. Bosa, I don't think he's going to get hurt again, but he got hurt in college. Hopefully he's not that guy. He had 1 full season, got to the Super Bowl. If he's back 16 weeks, we definitely have a shot. Number 3, I haven't written anything down, but I think it's just be confident with whoever we got at quarterback. If it's Jimmy, we got to be all in on him, give him support. I don't think the media is too rough on him, honestly, as they could be. But let's get behind our quarterback and whoever's back there, and let's get some support. I don't know what's happening with the OC, so I was confused. I was going to ask you guys. So
it's McDaniels.
We moved up McDaniels. So is Shanahan not calling plays anymore?
No. So Mike McDaniels, for those of you that didn't know, he's the one that's calling all the run game. Okay, right. He's responsible for calling all of our run offense. All right. So, Shanahan and Lynch, they have this history of always promoting within. So it's an easy transition. What they said that is going to happen is that Kyle Shanahan's still going to be play caller, and basically it's going to be a grooming position. He'll hold the title, but just as a lot of coaches do, like LaFleur and in Green Bay, who calls all the plays, Mike will still call all the plays, even though that they will have an offensive coordinator, except for the run offense, and then probably implement some sort of play calling in the passing. But I think it's going to be dominated by Kyle Shanahan still. Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say key to that guy, but if Kyle's calling the plays, thank God. I mean, you need to keep that genius behind that.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
All right, 3 things to get back to the Super Bowl. 1, bring our full defense back. We have a lot of free agents this year. It's one of the biggest in-house free agencies, like, since I've been a fan of the Niners. So many big names, but I think the biggest names on the defensive side has to be re-signed. That being K'Wan Williams, one of the best slot cornerbacks in the league, Emmanuel Mosley, and Jason Verrett. Okay, if we lose any of those three, it's going to change our defense immensely. Okay, because we can't. Slot corner is one of the hardest positions to scout for. You just don't know who's going to pan out for it. Right. And then the outsides were finally solidified because Sherman's gone. We need to get Verrett back. We need to get Mosley back. All right. If we get it, I don't think what's his name's coming back from CU. What's his freaking name? Yeah, Witherspoon.
Andrew.
I think Witherspoon will probably be gone. If we get a good deal on him, we could probably bring him back, but he's not going to be the starting cornerback. So.
I had high hopes for him when he got drafted, but
and the thing is, the guy plays like a Pro Bowl one game and plays like a bust another game, so it's just too inconsistent. So Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett, K'Wan Williams, we have to solidify our corners. Absolutely huge. Side note, Jaquiski Tart, he's probably gone. He's going to demand too much money, and the skill set is not there. Tavarius Moore is the business. He's the future, and I'm totally fine with him. Him and Jimmy Ward are 10 times better than Tart. So, yeah, bring the defense back because that is our staple, and we already have the main guys back, so we need to get our secondary guys. Besides that, my second point is bring Jimmy back. We just need a solid quarterback that knows our system. Okay, if we bring anyone from the outside, it's gonna be a learning process. There's gonna be a condensed playbook, and it's not gonna open up until later in the season. We're Super Bowl ready right now, and Jimmy's our best chance, in my opinion. I think that the biggest thing about bringing Jimmy back on the flip side is drafting a quarterback to be behind him or bringing some security guy in the back. Yeah. Right. Maybe it's Josh Rosen. We'll see. But we need someone behind him to step in and win games. And it's proven that Mullins isn't the guy and CJ isn't the guy.
What about like a Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick? I don't care.
That could push him a little bit.
I think that's a good idea.
Push him.
Doesn't when CJ steps in though, he does pretty good.
Yeah, he actually does do pretty well.
I think he beat the Colts. Like I think actually he can step in and do 3 or 4 touchdowns.
We've just been on a roller coaster with CJ. I mean,
it's inconsistent.
He was a starter, and he had a big enough sample size where we know what we have. If we need to throw him in the game, sure. But if we're talking about what we need to do to get back to the Super Bowl, that's when I say that CJ is right. Enough. You know what I mean? But yes, definitely solid backup. But I'm talking about even going a step higher. Like we need a starting caliber quarterback to back up Jimmy.
He's kind of like our Jacoby Brissett. Like he's a really good backup. And he can win us games, but it's not
I would even say Jacoby Brissett's better than CJ.
Definitely. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
He was third string. I mean,
right. You know the correlation I was trying to make though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going a step further. Like we need almost a starting caliber behind Jimmy. We need that insurance. We cannot take a chance this year at all. And that's what I'm saying. So we need some Jimmy insurance. And like I said, it might be Rosen. If not, we got to look somewhere else. But I'm completely happy with Jimmy as long as he's happy because he is a winner.
Sounds like some bust insurance, man. Like,
well, it's actually, in my opinion, it's injury insurance.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Because if Jimmy's healthy, he takes us to the Super Bowl.
I just meant Josh Rosen away from winning that game. I feel like there are better options than that out there.
There are.
Sure. So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not seeing he's the answer, but we haven't seen him in a long time, and we saw him at Arizona. So tons of quarterbacks change scenery, change schemes, and they're way more successful. So I don't know.
Exactly. If Jimmy's our quarterback, we're not going to be like our season's over by
no
any means. I'm
not
excited.
at all.
I think
that's why I'm saying I want Jimmy back.
Yeah, that's great.
Keep him healthy.
Be healthy, Jimmy, and he definitely gives us a shot.
That's the low risk call right there for sure, Jimmy.
Yeah. So that's my second key. Third key: fire/replace all of our training staff because our injuries. We thought it was bad last year. We had no idea. 2020, as far as our injuries rap sheet, pretty much wrapped up how 2020 was as a whole year.
No OTAs or training camp, though, guys. We got to remember that.
No, 100%. But if you look at it, even compared to any other team, it's about double, maybe.
You guys are skyrocketing. I'm not sure on your statistics, but I was throwing that out there. Like even my team, like we got hit early with some too, and it's like, of course, they're just not in football shape.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna
and
get hurt. That's expected.
There was definitely an understanding of that, but it was a whole.
Oh, it was-
They're re-injuring the same ankle. How many high ankle sprains?
I know.
You guys got like a bunch of like practice squad players having to step up and stuff because you're so.
Yeah,
fucking
if you watched our primetime game against Green Bay, you wouldn't have recognized anybody on the field.
River Craycroft was our number
River
one
Craycroft
option that week. For real, River Craycroft.
He was, but then what's his name came in and dominated that game.
Who was number 48?
Kendrick Bourne?
The Dolphins, and he just got blown up by like 4 plays straight in the end zone. That cornerback
against the Dolphins. He wasn't number 48 before, but yeah.
I forget his name. But
the whole year was a practice squad year, essentially.
Yeah.
You can't have it. You're not going to win games with practice squad guys. They're there for a
Wait,
reason.
you guys were in the Super Bowl last year, so.
Yeah, exactly. So we keep our team
typically
healthy,
teams,
and
good or not, whenever they go to the Super Bowl, the next year or after that, they just tank. That's just about 3/4 of the teams.
But
that
the
go
thing
to the
is,
Super Bowl,
if we were full strength and had all our
Unless the
players there
Patriots.
and didn't make it, that's a different story. Then I would say 100% we got to do some other things. But when we have players just simply aren't touching the field, that's more disheartening because we truly believe that talent-wise, we have one of the most talented rosters
they
to
just
bring
weren't
us
ready. Right.
Yeah.
They were mismanaged on their way to the field.
Hurt. We were just fucking hurt.
Their bodies were mismanaged training-wise on their way to the be ready.
I think so.
We got to get some new staff in there.
You're probably not far off from the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Zach,
that's my third big point.
Zach, in week 9 or 10, we are on the same podcast in the fucking wild card hunt, in the thick of it, with practice squad guys. Yeah. That shows you like how much talent could still make up for some of these bums.
We beat the Rams both times this year, and the Rams made it. I mean, they just lost last week, so
their defense was stout.
Yeah, and we beat
Aaron Donald's looking like a freight train.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's like already.
Maybe if he was healthy, he could have made a bigger impact, but yeah.
He's a game record, dude. You literally, I would say he's legitimately in the last 10 years the only player that you have to game plan around on the front four more than JJ Watt.
At least interior, because you just don't see those interior guys.
Dude, he could literally outpower or outmaneuver 3 players that were all trying to block him simultaneously.
Yeah, he's
and
the
it
real
just
deal.
would not matter, and he would make the sack.
Oh yeah.
He's on a level to where you can't teach or coach that. He just has that extra gear that you just will never have.
Exactly. I like all your guys' points. Some of them filter into my points for these 3 things that we have to do to get back to the big game. D'Amico Ryans needs to step in smoothly for Robert Saleh. He's never been a coordinator, first-time coordinator. This is a big task with an elite defense. He's a former player. He knows how to talk to the guys. He knows how to coach them. He's likable. If he can transition well into that position and Shanahan can let him do his thing, I think the defense can keep going. I'm not worried about that side of the ball at all. So D'Amico Ryans, I want a smooth transition into the D coordinator position. That's at the top of my list for sure. Yep. The second thing, I think Jimmy is the safe bet to win a lot of games and to get us back there. But I'm not about safe bets. I'm about let's go all out. So I got the 3 W's and they're all in order. So the first W is Deshaun Watson. If we get Deshaun Watson, I'll jump out of a fucking window. I'll be so happy.
You guys would be unstoppable.
We would be unstoppable. We're not talking about
with you guys' defense that you already have on the field, right?
Going
with
all the way,
the
dude.
injuries.
Yeah.
We're your guys' running game.
Yeah, with the receivers, with Kittle, and the running backs. Yeah, so Deshaun Watson is my first W.
But can you afford him?
Yes, we can make it happen somehow or some way.
can
Jimmy
afford him,
would have to go with some first
without destroying the rest of your team.
No, Jimmy and picks.
Exactly.
Jimmy and picks.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's only realistically so far.
Than us.
The problem is, and I heard it the other night.
You deplete yourself too much in other areas.
We got the 12th pick. It's just like other teams that could go get him to offer him the second with the Jets.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they're gonna look at the Niners like 12th pick. Okay,
but even the Jags are talking about it.
That's nice, but they're talking about throwing Bosa in there, but
no.
That'd be wild.
But here's
the thing. Sure thing. If we have any chance of picking Deshaun Watson up,
I just think that we're going to be in a spot where we can't offer enough where we're comfortable, the Niners organization giving away, enough for him. And
It's going to be tough.
it's going to
Here's
be
the
tough.
thing. Here's the thing, guys. Deshaun Watson is a free agent right now because he has a no trade clause. He can pick where he wants to go. So the Jets could throw the kitchen sink at the Texans, and Deshaun be like, "Nope, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm not going there."
Right.
So the Niners could throw a comparable, and he'd be like, "Let's do it. I'm ready to go win." So I could see,
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I could see the no trade clause working. My second W is Zach Wilson. Get him somehow, put him under Jimmy. I like that idea. If Jimmy goes down, Zach's gonna have to step up and learn quick.
Mhm.
It might mean we don't make the Super Bowl, but I mean, the kid gives you a shot to win some games.
He's like a combination of Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. When you
Wait,
watch
who's-
him, he
wait,
can
what?
make all the throws.
He's Aaron and
Watch
Pat
this guy
Mahomes?
on
Who's this
film.
person?
And Kyler.
I've never heard of.
He's
Like,
insane.
this
And
magical
Kyler
person.
I was
Like,
watching
he's the best
some tape.
ever, obviously.
Well,
Beast.
he obviously does some. He does make like bad mistakes too. So that'll come with maturing and stuff. He dealt with injuries early in his collegiate career, so we'll see. But last year, I mean, he showed the ceiling is very, very high on this guy. He
Yeah.
can throw the ball a million miles away.
All the
He can
time.
do all the sidearm throws, the step pivot throws, the shovel passes. I mean, he's got
got the
it all in
plethora.
his bag of tricks.
I still don't think he's a Trevor Lawrence, though. I think it takes him some more time. If he's a backup
Sure.
for a year, probably be good for him.
Yeah.
He's not going to step in like Trevor and probably ball out.
Right.
He's
A
probably
lot of
not
people
as-
are saying the
not
Colts are
ready.
like likely to trade up to around like 3 or 4 and try to go get a quarterback up there. They say that's
Exactly.
really likely that we might
Yeah.
actually do that this year.
I think you're going to have to trade up to go get Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
climbing.
Yeah, you're
This
gonna
is-
have to. Yeah, exactly. My
It-
third
we're in an
W.
interesting position because there are a lot of good, there's 3 or 4 decent to really good quarterbacks that are going to be on the free agency market, and there are going to be some good quarterbacks up at the top that if we give up a first or at least 1 or 2 first round picks to go up there and get it and a couple extra picks, we can go make it happen because we got all the money too.
Right.
So it's,
True.
it's definitely and that's the only piece where like the only thing that's keeping us from being a contender to Super Bowl is that franchise quarterback, dude.
So
That's
who
the
do you
only real
want?
thing
Who
we're
do you
missing at
want,
this point.
Zach? Who do you want? Phillips gone.
I think Fields on our team would fucking crush it.
Who? Fields?
Fields
you
from
want-
Ohio State.
Ain't happening.
Yeah,
I think we would kill it with him.
I just
With
don't
our-
see that as a
with-
Colts guy. Colts guys are staying in the pocket.
Blue
No, but I'm saying
collar.
what's
Collar,
realistic-
white.
Hey. No. I'm saying for what's realistically still going to be on the board that we can afford to get up there and go get. Because
Yeah.
to go get Trevor Lawrence is going to be too much. Like
You're
we
not
give
getting
up
Trevor
like pretty much
No,
right.
yeah,
So it's like what's
Trevor's
realistically what we could go get. Fields is realistic. We could go get him with our
Yeah.
running game and our defense. That would be really strong. I would
Definitely.
really like that.
I like it. I like
It's gonna
it.
be
So
a fun off season for
back
sure.
to my third W.
What's the third dub, Andrew?
My third W is Carson Wentz. I know I've been beating that horse a lot. I think it's doable with some kind of move, and
needs
he'll
new
take
coaching.
a reduced
He
price.
needs new coaching,
Of course, he
better
needs new
coaching.
coach. He can get
$40
new
million
coaching.
next year.
but that's crazy.
And he's pretty.
That's like
banged
what
up,
Dak
too.
was asking
$40
for.
million.
That's
Isn't that
what
what Dak was
Deshaun.
asking?
That's what Deshaun's at. Deshaun's at 39.
That's going to be more than.
That's insane.
More than Deshaun,
He's
yeah.
not. He is not that fucking good. He's
That's
done
what his
nothing.
contract
I
is.
still
next
like
year.
Carson.
I'm
He's
not
done
giving
nothing
up
to
on the
ask for that
guy.
money.
I think
Who's going
you
to
get
pay
him at a-
$40 million to Wentz next year?
You
He
get him
gets
at a
that
reduced.
Fields.
You get him at a reduced
restructured, but I don't
price.
see it
He'll have to
happening.
restructure.
He'll have to
He's
re-
gonna
Yeah.
find his ass without a team or on the bench, bro.
I think after this last season, he is playing.
40.
It's going to be
It's
a
not a
reduced
bad
price.
take though, because
It's a reduced price.
yeah,
I hear you.
Do you think Wentz would be good on Indianapolis?
Yeah, because
they're saying that that's a good fit, dude. I was
I think
actually talking about
because
that.
Late pocket
He's,
of
no,
Reichen.
he's got wheels.
I think our system would fit actually.
And he
Wentz
knows
pretty
the
good.
coaching staff very well because a lot of those guys came from Philly.
right.
You know what? That might actually be the puzzle piece
Oh, I think it's a very good fit, dude.
with
I
our
really
offensive
do.
line too to protect him.
And they actually have a
Yeah,
running
I mean-
game to take the pressure
You know,
off
I'm
of
actually
them.
kind
and a
of the
great
more that we
offensive
speak about it,
line.
the more it's weighing out nicely.
And
Dude, you can go
uh,
3 episodes back.
for 40
and I said
million,
that. I
though,
was like,
that
Wentz
makes
to the
million.
Colts. Wentz to the Colts make
I,
That
I,
40 million, though, is too much. Chris Ballard won't do that.
it's not going to be that much, but I do like the Colts because he's like a farmer kid. He's got the John Deere.
if he wants
like,
to be a team player on our team, how I know the other people sign, he's He'll definitely take that pay cut if he wants to come in and try to help us win a Super Bowl.
That's how it is
Like,
with
it's
the
definitely,
Niners,
like,
dude.
feasible. He's not going to get $40 million from Chris Ballard.
That's what it is with the Niners. That's what I'm saying about
I
the
don't think
Niners.
he's taking
He's taking a pay cut because we can win a Super Bowl. Some of these guys. So the third thing is
Right, it's literally
the third thing. It's already been mentioned. Sign Trent Williams. If you let this guy walk away, which that we won't. But
They're
you
not going
gotta-
to let him walk.
Yeah, you got to sign
Priority
Trent
we're missing,
Williams.
number
we're
one.
missing a left tackle.
Priority number one is
And he
Trent
wants
Williams.
to stay.
He wants to stay. He's been scolded by the football team. Sign Trent Williams. Those are my three keys. Let's get back to the big game. The second segment I want to bring up, which Zach can echo on too, because this guy played for your team. Where does Frank Gore, with all the news that he might walk away, because his numbers right now, have you looked at his career rushing yards? Exactly 16.
Not in the last month or so.
Exactly 16,
He's at exactly
comma
16.
000. Exactly 16,000. Third all time. 16 years, 16,000 yards. 1,000 yards a year.
That's amazing.
For 16 years. Where does
For
Frank
16
Gore
years. That's
line
the most
up with the
consistent
greats?
ever. Hall of
Exactly.
Fame.
He's a fucking monster.
He's a Hall of Famer.
So where
He's a
would you
freak.
put him?
Yeah, he's
Is
First,
he now?
first ballot Hall of Famer.
So I'll be of
Some
course.
don't
but
see it that way. Though.
I'll be clear with this. Is he better than Barry
I
Sanders?
think some are fucking stupid.
Is he better than Barry Sanders? Is
All right,
Frank
so
Gore-
no, that's a good segue though because
We brought up Barry.
so Frank Gore, where does he rank for you all time?
So I struggled with this. I definitely think he's top 5. But then you think about some of these guys: Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton. And then we're
Walter
talking about
above him.
current guys that weren't that long ago. AP with Damian Tomlinson. Those are the guys in Frank Gore that's like in my mix at the top.
Right.
Barry Sanders, just because
Agreed.
he's so electrifying, I'm putting him ahead of him.
Yeah.
I know he had a shorter career, but he was unstoppable.
Big time impact.
Emmitt Smith, I think he's number 1 in rush yards.
He's number one
He
by a
is
long shot.
18,000.
He's above Frank Gore. Walter Payton, just that the Walter Payton Award. I don't know if that counts for anything, but he's just
The standard.
It
he was
means
like
you're
the
a good
standard.
fucking
He's like
person.
the best guy. Everybody talks about
He's
him.
the best person overall.
Best
Second,
person
second
award.
all
He
time
was
in rushing.
humanitarian. You're the number 1 humanitarian in the league.
People would just bounce off of him though. I used to see some classic games, and you're just like, dude, this guy was so above everybody else.
And that's before the sweetness. That's before he destroyed them without even them touching him. Like he was on another, like he had that extra gear or two that you just could not train or buy, that he just had naturally, as gifted.
Yeah,
wise.
100%.
couldn't touch
So where does he rank then?
And so
5?
I'm either giving him.
5.
It's just like, do I put AP ahead of him? Do I put Latavian Tomlinson ahead of him? Probably not. I'll probably slip in Frank Gore above those guys.
So 4.
So 4.
Okay.
Top 5. It's tough though. There's so many great running backs.
Yeah,
But Frank is up there, baby.
I love
It's got to
Frank.
be.
Feed
Maybe
Frank.
not first ballot Hall of Fame, but
Oh,
definitely a
he's
Hall
first
of Famer.
ballot.
100%.
First ballot all the way,
ballot.
baby.
He's
First
definitely
ballot.
Okay.
Number 3.
Oh, I thought you guys were disputing when I said first ballot.
No.
No. But for me, Frank Gore, all time, one of my favorite 49ers, one of my favorite
Yeah.
human beings. The guy
Yeah,
just
he's a good
works
dude.
hard, comes to work on time. You never
Ultimate
see him
teammate.
in the news. You never see him messing up with all these like guys these days. Your Ezekiel Elliott's, Kamara. I love Kamara, but these guys are super flashy. Frank Gore was not that. He just was all business, man. He was all about being a good teammate and running hard and showing up on time and making plays.
He walked it before he talked it.
He played big during big games too, which I'll always remember. Atlanta Falcons, he had, 2 rushing touchdowns. That whole 2012 season, or even the 2011 season where we were competitive with Alex Smith. Alex Smith would average like 200 yards a game, and then it would just be the Frank Gore show. And that literally got us to the AFC championship or an NFC championship. So he'll always have a special place in my heart. He's 3rd overall rushing. But as far as talent wise, I would push him back a little bit behind 3rd. Just because I've seen some more special talent there with good career still. I just think the longevity of Frank has increased his legacy and put him in the conversation. Because if he would have retired like 5-6 years ago, I don't know if we'd be having this same conversation. But the fact that he could still get it done in Indianapolis and Miami, and he's a journeyman, you know.
I thought he was done after Indy.
I know,
very,
5
very
years
Yeah,
ago.
I thought that he was spent at
And
that
he was
point.
just stealing people's jobs. I mean, he'd start behind someone and then out carry. I mean, he out carried Kenyon Drake.
He just outlasted all of them through his work, through his work ethic.
That is so crazy. He out carried Kenyon Drake. That is
So I think it was every year except for last year, he was the leading rusher on his team. So 15 out of 16 years, he's been the leading rusher on his team.
That's what's
and
up.
he was 38 last year or something.
what's your top 5?
Running back.
Running back. So my top 5, I got Emmitt Smith, I got Walter Payton, I got Barry Sanders, just because he changed the game. No one had ever seen him do running backs do that kind of stuff. Then I have LT. I mean, LT, he just shattered season records. I think he rushed for over. He was the first one to rush over 2,000 yards, and he had like 21 touchdowns in one season, which was absurd. So yeah, I love those guys. And then I would put Frank Gore 5th. I mean, the guy is just his book of work is just
consistency. He's the most consistent ever.
Yeah, consistent. You can put it against anyone. And he had some really nice highlights too. Yeah. You know, people think of Frank Gore and he's just like a 4 or 5 yard running back, but if you're a Niners fan, you know this guy would break off. He'd bounce off 3 or 4, 5, 6 guys and just keep going. You know,
and he always scored for you right when you needed him to.
Yeah. So love Frank Gore. Number
Me
5
too.
all time on my list.
100%.
I like it. I got Barry Sanders number 1. He's the most talented running back we will ever see. I mean, he's always been my favorite. I think you got to put Jim Brown at 2, even though he doesn't have all those yards, all those accolades. He's kind of far down on the list. Emmitt Smith at 3, just because he's got over 18,000 yards, which is just ridiculous. Number 4, that's tough. I'd want to put Frank there. I would probably put Eric Dickerson, a guy who played for the Colts, at 4.
And for the Rams, right?
I think he was the first 2,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
And then at 5,
no, Herschel Walker was the first 2,000-yard rusher.
Okay. So then
Herschel
at 5,
Walker was.
I got to put him at 5. I got to put Frank at 5 for the consistency.
And actually, when Herschel Walker came in the league, he was like the most unstoppable thing that they'd ever seen.
Oh,
he
yeah.
He was like a freak of nature. Yeah, exactly.
Cowboys got Emmitt Smith. They made that trade for all the draft picks for Herschel Walker. And then some other guys that get forgotten about too. A guy who gets swept under the rug and we forget about him. CJ2K, Chris Johnson, for a time was so fucking good.
For like a 3-4 year stunt, but he's
untouchable,
not conversation.
He dropped off real quick.
Marshall Faulk, LT, Terrell Davis,
Chris Johnson's not even in the conversation.
Yeah,
he's not. But
I actually forgot who he was for a second. It took me.
But he rushed for over 2,000.
He had some fun.
He had some special seasons.
He had like 2 where he was on top.
When you're talking all time, you got to be the consistency has to.
Yeah, he's a guy that gets forgotten about, but I would say Frank's 5, LT 6, Marshall Faulk 7. Put those guys in there, for sure. But Chris Johnson, he did have those 3 or 4 years. He did have 1 year.
That was when we were at the Regency, bro.
Yeah, he had 1 year where he was the best fantasy running back of all time. If you go back and look at that year, like 2009, best ever. No one can top that CJ2K.
With the gold teeth.
Just every time he touched the ball, it was an 80-yard sprint.
Yeah.
Just insane, dude.
If you gave him 10 yards of cushion, he was going to show you 90 yards of ass. He was gone.
So Zach, your top 5.
Ooh. Okay. Dang, I'm so unprepared. And it's going to be a lot about the same guys that you guys said, but I'm trying to make it in my own way, in my own order.
There's a couple Colts. Dickerson and Falk were Colts.
And dude, you cannot forget about Edgerrin James, bro. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. And honestly, it's that's what was going to be my next thing that I was going to roll into, because how those kind of next gen guys explode into their second year. Is this gonna turn into the Jonathan Taylor show for the Colts? Going into next year, you think he's going to explode? I think so too. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's stay on task. I'm going to go
Joseph Adai.
No, you got to go. For me, it's Emmitt Smith, number 1. I think I got to stay with Emmitt Smith. Number 2 is Walter Payton.
Okay.
Number 3 is Barry Sanders. Number 4 is Frank Gore. And number
Nice.
5,
It's tough.
It is
Eric
tough.
Dickerson.
Dickerson, yeah.
Good 5.
Yeah.
I
Good
like
5.
it.
If
Close
I can
to
say it
me.
honestly, without bias, that's it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it. So
And there's so many good ones, but it's like if
So
I'm
many.
really like getting down bread and butter, like that's it.
I honestly feel like if we're not talking to Nines fans, Frank Gore is going to be left out of the top
No,
5.
he's
Yeah.
not on anybody
You wouldn't
else's
even
top
thought
Not
about
on
him,
anybody
right?
else's top 5. He really is.
But you cannot dispute those stats and that track
Right.
record of
You
consistency.
can never take it away
It's-
from him.
Honestly, I don't know another player that's ever been that. Actually, Phillip Rivers was really consistent like that too. He was another. That's what makes him a Hall of Famer too.
Yeah, but when you're running back taking that beating, man.
Right.
That's
I don't.
insane.
I can't think of
I'm
another.
like, this
running
guy's
back
not
like
freaking human,
But
bro.
he
He's-
just wasn't the
Right.
electric running back where like sticks into your average, football fan, or like if he wasn't
Yeah.
on your team, you're definitely not mentioning Frank
that.
Gore,
Right.
which is
You don't
too
see
bad.
people walking around in Frank Gore jerseys for the most part.
I got one.
Well, I
Maybe
know.
back
I
in-
got.
I
I
got
got
one,
wear
I got
one too.
one.
But you know what I'm saying generically. People aren't
Well,
Well, he
walking
just
out there
wasn't.
rocking Frank.
And he also
right.
wasn't a flashy guy
Wasn't
either.
a
I think
huge
he's got
fantasy
like
guy.
He's a good
200,000
teammate.
followers on Instagram. You know.
Yeah.
It'll
So,
take some
it's too
time.
bad, but yeah, he'll get in.
He'll be on the ballot though for sure.
100%.
Give it a couple years. A kid's gonna
Anybody
look
that
at the
really
stats.
follows football knows what Frank Gore did.
Well, people will look at the
Yeah.
stats and be like, "Dude, this guy played 16 years." He
Well,
has
that's the thing though, is that they don't
15,000."
look at the stats.
They
just
will.
they don't look
The
at
Hall of Fame guys do, but
Right,
the average
right.
fan
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
And I mean, it's crazy because Adrian Peterson was drafted a year after or 2 years after, and
Dude, Adrian's in my top 10, but he can't be in the top 5.
he's
No.
still
He's in my upper top 10, like 8 to 10.
He took a big step back since.
Yeah, he did.
since
He
the
did.
Vikings.
He's
He's
deteriorated in the last 2-3 years really hard.
he's 2,000
Yeah.
yards
Since
away.
Washington, he's never been the same. But he's
Yeah.
still consistent. He's staying
still-
on the field. He does help his team win.
He's 2,000 yards away from Frank Gore.
But I remember, I remember him even when he was at Oklahoma, dude, coming into the NFL. I was just like, dude, this guy's the real deal, Holyfield.
See,
Like,
MVP.
I thought he ran too tall, and then he proved me wrong. I just saw
But
the
he
tape.
still
and I was
doesn't have a
this guy's
Super Bowl, does
strong, but he's
No.
bullying
Houston
around
has no
college
Super Bowl,
kids,
right?
and he runs straight up. But he transitioned into the NFL
Right.
perfectly. So
Yeah,
he surprised me.
last running back to win the MVP, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. All right.
It's 2021 free agent wish list. There's a lot of good ones. I'll just jump in real quick. I'll say them real quick. It's a wish list. It's fantasy. We got some guys who are heading into free agency. Chris Godwin is at the top of my list. I know it's not going to happen, but we can wish. I'd love to throw Chris in there for sure. What'd you say? Did you mute yourself?
I did. I was just testing out the mute.
Oh, okay. I just saw the lips moving. Yeah, Chris Godwin's at the top of my list, and then
Is he a free agent?
he's a free agent next year. There's a lot of good. Just looking at some of the receivers: Allen Robinson, Kenny Galladay, Chris Godwin. Trent
Dude,
Williams
there are
is gonna
so
get
many nice
signed.
receivers on the market.
Yeah,
Godwin would be fun.
Godwin would be fun. Another guy who I really want,
Allen
which probably
Robinson.
wouldn't happen.
I like Robinson a lot.
Compliment
I
George
like
Kittle with Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's another guy.
We're good at tight end.
I think we keep Jordan Reed. He's a free agent.
You guys
though,
paid
right?
too much for
Uh,
Kittle.
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed
Jordan
won't
Reed.
pay too much. Hunter
Yeah,
Henry
cheap.
will. Yeah.
And he had some nice games.
I see what your vision, Andrew, but it's not feasible.
Shaquille Barrett, number
No.
3. Bring in that guy. He's a beast. Add him to that defense. Good things will happen. That's my wish list.
Justin Simmons. How did he do in Denver this year?
He
Not
was,
bad.
He was Pro Bowl. Pro
He
Bowl.
was franchise tag, so he's due to make some money.
Yeah, he'll be Pro Bowl. Well, he's unrestricted free agent. They tagged
Yeah.
him though?
Actually, I thought they did. I thought there was like an option, but it might have been knowing that he goes into free agency this year. They had a chance to sign him, they didn't, so they passed on that, hoping that they would get like a hometown discount, which is not going to happen.
Don't discount.
Other guys, Ryan
Corey Davis.
Fitzpatrick, Richard
Yeah.
Sherman. I don't know if we'll bring him back. Leonard
He's
Williams.
on your wish list, dude.
No, I'm just going through guys who are
Okay, I was like, what?
Juju Smith-Schuster, another guy.
That's interesting.
No, thank you.
Corey
No, thank
Davis.
you.
Corey
I don't
Davis,
want to.
guys.
I'd rather have
Too much
football players,
attention.
not
Yeah.
TikToks.
What about
me-
Corey?
I'm
What
with
about
that.
Corey Davis? That's actually kind of doable.
I like that. I did. We
Yeah,
just
he
saw
brought that up.
Yeah, I would love Corey Davis. He had a great year.
Mm-hmm.
Came off injuries. He's probably not that expensive. 8-9 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, but I do like our receivers. I like Debo. I like Ayuk. We do. KB's probably gone.
Here's an interesting one, and I think Shanahan would love this guy. Swiss Army knife, Cordell Patterson.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that guy would
fast.
eat in San Francisco.
Yeah,
Did he
dude.
have a decent year?
Well, he's just that
Robinson
type
was
of
the
player, right?
guy.
He's just like he's like a way better Jet McKinnon. Like the guy can run the ball, he can catch the ball. He just fits the mold, in my opinion.
He can come in and get you 25 yards if you have to have 25 yards.
Sure.
He can go sweeps. He can do
Yeah.
short routes. He can run the ball. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of disguise and package opportunities with a guy like Cordell Patterson.
And he can potentially get you like 2 to 4 run backs a year for on kick returns.
Yeah, and we don't have a run. We don't
Right.
have a kick returner right now.
We need
Right.
like the third guy. So I don't see us bringing in a big name.
Cordell Patterson's not that big. That's why
right.
I'm like,
you could get
we
him
can
for
get
like
him
2
on a
mil.
budget.
You
yeah,
can get him for like 1 or 2 mil.
yeah,
Someone that's gonna great special teams would be nice.
that's Cordell, dude.
But like Debo and Ayuk have our number 1 and 2 pretty much locked in.
Yeah, and Cordell's not going to compete for that. So I like him. I also like Ngagwe, pass rusher.
Mhm.
He would be a huge freaking.
He worked out in Indianapolis yesterday. We might actually pick him up.
He's nice.
We already
He's
worked him
He
out.
started in Jacksonville. I'm pretty
but
sure.
he might not fit our mold what is like the way they like he's kind of a piece of shit. Like I don't feel like that. He gets in trouble. Like they might not like
Does he?
Was that the guy?
Principle-wise,
Was that the guy on
we don't
Twitter?
take players like that.
Was he
He's
on
gotten
Twitter?
kicked off a couple teams.
Wasn't he on Twitter talking about the Jaguars' son?
Right.
Like,
Exactly. I'm
fighting?
sure. There's multiple things like he's gotten kicked off of like 2 or 3 teams now because of
We don't
he's just
need
not really a good guy, right? Like the
Yeah.
talent is there, but he's just a piece of shit.
He's a nightmare.
If I'm getting it straight. Yeah, it's not worth it. He comes in for a year, and then by the time a year is up, he's ready to get him out of there.
Yeah.
What kind of linemen do we have as free agent? I mean, those guys are a dime a dozen.
Russell Kuhn.
Okay.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but he's going to be expensive.
Yeah. Colts need a left tackle as well. Costanzo retired.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But I think we'll go with free
Hard
agency
to
and get
find.
somebody. Or that we'll go to the draft.
Speaking of retirement, before we jump,
I
in
think
these-
Alejandro Villanueva would be a good fit for the Colts.
that's a good one.
Blue chip collar guy.
That's a
Yeah,
good
I like
one.
that. I like that a lot. He
You
fits
guys
our
lucked out with what was the lineman pick last year that the Niners should have almost
2 years. Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams. He's
Oh.
a stud.
Quentin Williams. You mean
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson.
Did I say
Yeah, we
Quentin
got-
Williams? I
Quentin
meant
Williams,
Quentin,
I'm like,
Quentin
That's
Nelson.
a black dude.
Love
Yeah.
that guy.
Quentin Nelson. He's a
Quentin
beast.
Nelson.
Dude,
He's-
he's pretty much the best left guard in football.
Yeah, he
Hands
is.
down.
He is.
Yep.
So before we
Well,
jump into
he,
these
he,
games,
he did not give up a sack this year. He did not give up a 1 sack.
Zach, I
No,
want to keep your
he's-
mic hot.
He's given up 1 sack in 2 years.
Keep that mic hot. real quick,
1
okay,
sack.
Zach? Keep the mic hot because we're gonna go with a Colts question before we
Ooh.
jump into these
Oh,
games.
this shit's
okay?
hot.
Phillip Rivers retired yesterday. Where does
Yes.
is he a first round Hall of Famer? And what did you think about that final drive of that game against Buffalo?
Unbiasedly, I will say that he is not a first round Hall of Famer, but directly after that, I would say only because he has not won a Super Bowl is why I can't put him in a first round. But he's hands down Hall of Famer, 100%. So I'll say that on that. And then there were a couple ways that I would say overall going from being like a 7-16, whatever we were, to being what were we this year, 11-5 or 12-4? I can't remember exactly.
11-5.
Gotta love
But even getting the acquisitions that we did and seeing the way that our defense is flourishing now from the draft picks that we've acquired over the last couple of years, and our offensive line panning out, and now the run game coming into fruition as well. I think we're one of the most balanced teams in the NFL, offense, defense, and special teams wise. Getting it done. So I think there are a lot of things that we did great this year overall, but there are definitely a lot of ways in that game that we mismanaged, even going into the half, that if we would have just kicked that field goal instead of going for it, even though, Pittman went full extension for that. And like, if he was another inch and a half forward, he would have caught that ball. We would have got the touch. Like, it would have been a whole different series of events. Obviously, can't speculate, but it's like, right. If we would have just like kicked that field goal going into half, it probably would have been an entirely different game going forward. Like,
Sure.
Right. So shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But I'm happy with the season. I wasn't even mad when the game was over because I was like, hey.
Zach, the last drive. All that other stuff.
I'm trying to remember it, honestly.
So Phillip Rivers couldn't get the ball in the air.
Oh, are you talking about?
They were like,
hold on. Are you talking
balls.
about the one where we caught it on 4th down and then we fumbled? Hold on. The one where they sent it to review, to where it was like he was either down or it was a fumble, and it was like
lucked out on that one.
You lucked out on that.
There's never been such a closer like down by contact in history.
But
like they gave us that to try to extend the drive. Obviously,
he was just throwing the ball out of bounds.
That's what I'm.
I wasn't happy.
Clicking,
obviously,
throwing the ball away.
Okay, if I'm being honest, like no, it was not a good last drive. We mismanaged it on almost every single level. Yeah, I think I think. It was more that we had not been in that position before ever with Phillip Rivers. So we just didn't have the experience there with these new teammates that are on the squad now. They're too young and too fresh that now, thankfully, we have that playoff loss in their blood, and they have a little bit of moxie now to come back next year a little more fired up and ready to go get it, with some real experience. And I think hopefully we get Justin Houston back. I mean, honestly, just having DeForest on the team, you saw what it did for us even in the secondary. Now you saw like what it paid off even on either sides of the defense. Just having him on our team as a field general, like it did dividends for us. So I couldn't be more happy for our team going forward. And honestly, just looking at the acquisitions of obviously we need to find a new left tackle, but the options in free agency and in the draft in which we can go get. I think we're going to be a really dangerous team going forward. If we can lock down those two major positions, honestly, that we're lacking now, which is in and maybe pick up one more edge rusher or interior guy, we're right there where we need to be. We can compete with anybody.
So as a guy that watched the Colts all year, did Phillip Rivers start throwing quackers like just in that final drive?
No. I think, I would say his age showed, but I would say collectively being fair throughout the whole process, he exceeded my expectations and what I thought that he was actually going to be physically and able to bring to the table and what he did compared to what he did last year. He actually was polar opposites, his touchdown to interception ratio. Yeah. So actually I thought he was going to come back for another year. And I thought it was actually going to be kind of a good thing. I wasn't even going to either way retire or come back. It was going to be all right. But I think I think he retired because he knew it was the best move for the team, like him knowing his own body and stuff like that. I think that's more where it's like you just know when you're done. Like me in the Army, I just knew when I was done that like if I jumped again, I would break in half. You just know if you go again, you might fuck yourself for real. Like you just know. And I think Phil just knew that like it would only make things worse if he could come back, but it's like it is what it is now. Like, I think he made the right move going forward with his family, and he's going to go up in the broadcast booth.
The 12 kids.
He's got multiple. He's got multiple offers from multiple different broadcasting agencies to do like Monday night and Thursday night football and things like that. And the type of money that they're going to pay him, you balance that money what they're going to pay you to play compared to what they're going to tell you to be in the booth and talk about football. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, looking forward to a lot of cool stuff.
I would have done that too. Tony Romo did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony Romo's making backup quarterback money just talking about football.
He's making,
if not starting quarterback money, he ain't even getting hit no more. So it's the best look for Phillip Rivers. I'm happy for him. He went out on his high. I applaud him. Good job, Phil. Even though I hated you for half your career because all you do is just talk shit. But actually, once he got on my team, I was actually, I know he just talks shit because he's actually talking shit for his teammates because he actually loves his team.
Whole career of talking shit. He never swore once. He doesn't swear.
He doesn't, dude. Dadgummit.
He's the chameleon.
I love it.
He's the chameleon of football.
The league. Yeah. I love it.
I like it. So let's move on to these games, okay, guys? So Sunday, January 24th, NFC.
Let's do it.
AFC
Championship.
Championship.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
We have the 40-year-old
Dun, 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 dun.
Bop, bop, bop. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the frozen tundra. This might be the best playoff matchup we've seen in a really long time. This is I'm so
3
excited.
number ones at wide receiver, dude. Like,
Yeah. Packers favored by 3, 51 point over under. I will throw it to Kegan.
I'm with you, Andrew. I'm excited about this one. And when I just look at the game on paper, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, Tampa Bay. I mean, Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the media is loving that. And it's not really them versus each other, but it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm taking Green Bay. I know the line slipped a little bit, started at 3, so you can tell money's definitely on Green Bay because it's now 3.5. It's supposed to be snowing on Sunday. Get Aaron Rodgers in that. You know the Aaron Rodgers turtleneck he wears? Ooh, he's ice cold with that thing on. As it is
frozen
outside.
beard, dude.
Yeah, he's
ice in the veins.
I think the difference maker in this game is just being at home. They have a decent amount of fans there. They said it was kind of rocking last week. They got like 16,000, which is a pretty solid fan group to make some noise.
With the amp noise that they pump in there too.
Damn. Like, and I just can't see Tom Brady. I mean, as selfish as it is, just like, I'm going to go pick a team and be back in the Super Bowl. I just don't want it to be that way.
I don't
want it to be like, Tom can do whatever he wants.
Right.
I don't hate him, but I
definitely don't fucking like him that much.
He's selfish enough where he can just do whatever he wants and get in the Super Bowl.
Right. Like,
so I'm
just like
Green
that.
Bay.
Like, no way.
Yeah.
I'd rather Aaron Rodgers win another one. Yeah.
He's only won one. I'd love to see him win another because I think he is one of the top guys of all time, and he needs to
top 10,
get another ring to show that.
Yep.
So I got Green Bay. 51.5. I probably wouldn't bet the over under because I could see it going both ways. You know, especially with the snow game, could be Aaron Jones, Fournette, just ground and pound, times clicking.
Snow makes it overwhelmingly in their favor.
I could see Green Bay, 20-16 pulling it out. So just barely covering the spread, but I would take Green Bay on this one. What about you, man?
Classic game. One of those to remember forever. It's the last time we'll ever see Tom Brady. Well, actually, maybe not the last time we'll see Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. We never know. But there's a good chance we might never see these guys at this stage play against each other ever again, just because the odds are so minuscule.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to tune in. Tampa Bay is interesting, right? They have all those weapons on the outside, including Gronk. But they really relied on the running game. That was really like the difference maker in that Saints game. Fournette won the game for them, in my opinion. And Tom didn't really play that great. On the other side of the ball, the defense is playing lights out. Their running defense is number 1 ranked in the league. Devin White has proven to just be an absolute beast. I think he had like 11 tackles, like 3 for loss against the Saints. And the guy is just a monster. They're fun as hell to watch on that defensive side. But on Green Bay side, Devontae Adams is probably in the best in the game right now, arguably. Best route runner. The guy comes through. Him and Aaron Rodgers have perfect timing, perfect chemistry, and at home in Lambeau during the biggest show before the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just going to be lights, camera, action.
Popcorn.
Yeah. Aaron Jones, he's the real deal. He's running the rock hard.
He's nice.
He looks real nice. He always has breakaway potential. You saw him last week break out for like a 60-yard run, broke like 2 or 3 tackles. The guy's an absolute stud. Their defense is improving. Actually, really no slouch, their defense now. I mean, they're tightening things up. They're impressive. And I think at the end of the day, it comes to comes down to the fact that Tom Brady, in my opinion, he shows signs of declining. He's not the same Tom Brady that we're used to seeing. And we've given him enough time with this team, and you just see the arm talent just isn't there. And he's got absolutely no mobility that does not help him at all. versus Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't see any decline right now. It looks like he's the best that he's ever been
He
right
had a
now.
rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Still
I mean,
plays
he
5
literally
games. Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
the best I've ever seen him.
Focus.
And he truly, like I say it almost every single week, him and Matt LaFleur have a connection. And that, you know, it's special. When Aaron Rodgers is having fun playing football, the league better, you know, beware.
Remember the play where he starts smiling? They showed the highlight. He looks up and he sees the defense and he knows he's about to get a touchdown and just starts smiling.
That's like, this guy's on a whole nother level.
He already knows before the ball snapped, we're about to score a touchdown.
Yep.
I'll say it like that, and them drafting Jordan Love sparked a fire under his butt that got
100%.
moving.
Yep.
Dude,
I think it was a good move
knew it.
because Aaron
Right.
Rodgers, he's got that personality. So at the
But
end of the day,
how dare you?
we're talking Aaron Rodgers in
sitting
prime.
right here.
Yep. At the end of the day, we're talking Aaron Rodgers in his prime in Lambeau. You know, biggest game at Lambeau that will be this year. And Aaron Rodgers at home, just another animal. I'm picking Green Bay to win and to cover the spread. Big win for Green Bay. And I don't see them losing. Not in the slightest.
I like it.
Yep.
Big Z.
I think Ryan and Keegs definitely covered a lot of the points that I would definitely cover myself. I think with not only field position, but the weather as well, with just not the players coming up from Tampa Bay are just not going to have that acclimation with the weather. And it just have just like the wet feet and things like that, soaking cold, wet feet. It sucks. Like that's like players from Miami come up and playing some Colorado boys up in a snowstorm. Like, get real. We're going to smack these dudes. Like they're going to be so focused on their feet and being cold. Like this, we practice every day like this. This is easy. Right in prime time. You're right, and you hit it right on the head with Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, dude. The peak, and with Aaron Rodgers, they're all like, it is actually Green Bay's year. I can actually see it now. Everything is in, unless they just totally blow it. Like they just blow it unproportionally.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is lined up for them to take it in the NFC. Even with that being said, I can't remember the last team that had 3 legitimate number ones receivers like that. That's stout with good defense, and a good running game. But at the same time, I still feel like just like that Aaron Rodgers, just like looking up at the camera, I feel like it's already in the bag. Unless I just don't know
special.
football all of a sudden, right?
There's something special in the air.
Yeah.
I like all that.
And, dude, I got my haircut yesterday. I was talking with this girl. She was like, "Who do you want to win?" And I was like, "You know what? Probably Green Bay." And she was like, "The Packers. I hate Aaron Rodgers. He's such an asshole."
What?
I was like, "You know what? It's probably because he's just a winner." And
I never hear that.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy.
Because he's a winner, right?
He's gonna be hosting Jeopardy soon. Like, he's a nice guy. Come on.
I know.
He's
Lay
not
off
the
him.
nicest guy, though. I mean, in public
I've
eye.
heard.
Public
Sure,
eye. There's
of
some
course.
stories out
Well, he
all
doesn't
have our
talk to his
moments, I'll
family
put it
either.
like that. Who hasn't been an asshole?
And the guy's a competitor, you know, like you
Right.
got to have some edge if you're the best. You can't just be
Right.
like this vanilla nice guy.
You would
know,
never have
just
made
doesn't-
it there in the first place.
Some moxie. I like all those takes. You guys have good takes. The oldest 2 quarterbacks to ever meet in the playoffs, and the first time these
I
guys.
thought that was last week.
Actually,
was
sorry.
last-
Yeah,
These guys are slightly older.
This is the second.
Last week was the old.
Last week was the highest. This is the second highest.
Yeah.
Rodgers is playing lights out. Devontae's playing lights out. A lot of that play action stuff. I love the play with Alan Lazard coming up to.
Is Devontae the best in the game?
Yes. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I like the play with Lazard coming up to fake the move on the safety on the play action pass, and then he caught like a 60-yard touchdown. That's not going to work against this Buccaneers secondary. I really like the Buccaneers secondary. They got some guys that not only cover well, but when you're attempting to catch balls, they knock it loose, and we've seen that.
They do hit.
Yeah, these guys hit hard. Great points with Aaron Jones. He runs the ball hard, but there's a guy that runs the ball harder on the other side, and that's Ronald Jones. This guy fucking runs. Like last week, he had some runs, dude. Whew. You do not want to be in his path when he's running the ball.
He's a hammer.
In a cold weather game, if it comes down to the run and they're relying on Ronald Jones, I like their chances. I've been rolling with the Packers this year to win. I think the Buccaneers are better.
Andrew's a flip flopper.
No, I'm nuanced.
He's about to. He already flipped. Now he's about to flop.
I hear those flops popping.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the Buccaneers, and they were favored to lose last week. I don't know. They're just better. I think they're just a better.
Sunday it's showing snow and 28, a high of 28 in Green Bay.
Okay.
I mean, Tom's used to the cold. That's not a big deal for him. But
the rest of the team,
a lot of these players haven't even played in the first time they're playing in the playoffs. Like Mike Evans, first time playing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Godwin, first time playing in the playoffs. Fournette,
I think they're gonna get swept.
Donald Jones, first time. It might be a too big of a stage. What do you think, Andrew?
I don't think. I think Brady is the ball placement is impeccable. The ball placement's impeccable right now. Just
he doesn't even know.
With Rodgers, it's what's going on?
I think you froze out, dude.
Oh,
you're just lagging out bad.
Am I good now?
What do you think, Andrew?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Now.
Okay, lag master. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one to Brady with all the weapons and with Ronald Jones in that secondary. It's gonna be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won, but I'm taking the Buccaneers. I don't have a score. The over-under looks pretty close to what it would be. I think it would be close to 51, and I'm taking the Bucks.
All right, man.
I'm the only guy. The lone wolf, yeah.
Hey, Andrew, you
It's
want
like, it's like your Ravens pick last week.
Hey, Andrew, I'll bet you $20 on that game. I'll take Packers. You take Bucks. Deal?
$20 on the. Let's do it.
Oh wait, wait. Hold on. On the air, so everybody can see this. Didn't we have a bet earlier this year?
Yes.
About the Falcons running game, didn't I?
And I want to bring it up because
Todd Gurley over Ito Smith, and I won that bet.
Yeah, but we said when we made the bet, if they're barring injuries, both guys got hurt.
So now we're going into the fine print. Okay, dude.
Well, they did. I mean,
all right, bro. Sure thing, Andrew.
All right. If you want to throw this bet on there,
but I'll still bet you this one, man.
Double or nothing.
If you lose, you owe me 40. You owe me on the other one too. If you lose,
gotcha.
You have to
double or nothing.
Pick up the other one. Yeah,
we'll do that.
So if I lose, I owe you 20. If you lose, you owe me 40.
We'll do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, double or 20. Then.
It's on.
I'm not going up against Tom. I think Tom's on a mission, and nothing's
shake on Andrew. Shake it. Right. Give me that. Thank you.
Nothing's gonna stop Tom. Dude.
COVID shake.
Be careful.
COVID shake.
Be careful when Chris Godwin's out there catching ball.
Oh, I'm not doing just the. I think for me personally, there's just 2 or 3 factors that when they all come into correlating together are just too much for the Tampa Bay stage. I feel like they're going to be overwhelmed.
They said that about the Niners in 2012 with inclement weather. And we came in
until then. We're both speculating, so we'll see.
They said that about the Niners in 2012, right? We came into Lambeau Field, inclement weather, guys from California, and we fucking ran shop on the Packers. So the weather, it's football, dude.
But that was another year. This year,
okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. Another great game.
What time is that game?
That's the afternoon game. It's like what 1
on Saturday?
Sunday.
Okay.
We're on Sunday football.
And then who's the other game again?
The other game. I'm glad you brought it up. Buffalo Bills. Great segue. Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are of course favored by 3. They've been favored every game of the year. 54-point over under. Patrick Mahomes is looking like he's cleared.
Is he clear?
Rappaport has reported that he's probably going to play.
Yeah, too much to risk him not play.
Then the NFL's not going to let him not play.
Yeah, too much money. And at 6:40 p.m. Mountain Time under the lights.
Yeah.
It's going to be
that's going to draw like 40, 50 million people are going to watch that.
Yeah, it'll be a big one.
I'm excited for it once again. I mean, obviously both games are going to be, I think, super tight, tough to call. In my heart, I'm just like, all right, it's a toss-up. Chiefs are favored by 3. I guess usually, they'll give you 3 points for being at home.
So it's a pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em. The Bills are this fresh young team. KC just won it last year. I mean, I think the money's going to be on KC, but myself, I want to cheer for the Bills.
Yeah.
You know,
He's low key in the mafia.
I'm low key mafia. I got the mafia blue going, baby.
Blue and red.
Let's go. Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen.
That's all he knows.
I think these guys.
Cole Beasley.
Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen.
Jermaine Edwards.
Edmonds.
Edmonds.
That one guy.
Either way.
Oh, Tre'Davious White.
Hey, you know, my favorite on the Bills is Ed Oliver. I like that dude. That dude
Ed Oliver's
runs on
nice.
defense.
Yeah.
He's a problem.
I like him.
He
I
was
like him.
actually doing really well against
Josh
the Offensive
Josh
line. That's saying
Norman.
something.
Josh Norman. He's out there. Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
I thought you were mafia.
Doesn't he have the dreads off?
Yeah.
I'm a
he have-
Niners fan, but
Did he cut the
Imposter.
dreads off?
Come on.
He cut the dreads
Right,
off.
so is
right?
Josh Allen.
I probably couldn't name more Chiefs just because we saw him in the Super Bowl last
Yeah.
year, and I don't want to see him again,
There
boys.
you go.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Mahomes is playing and he just like magical
Yeah, of course.
last drive down the field, tie game, or even they're losing. I just see Mahomes and tic tac right down the field and
doing
they
what
score.
Patrick
I can
does.
see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. But do I want it? No. So I'm going to pick the Bills just because my heart, I want to cheer for them.
Me too.
But I would not be surprised if KC won. KC's been struggling to cover the spread this year. Really.
I think they've done it like twice or three times.
Twice.
It's
And they
something
didn't cover last
very
week
low.
versus the Browns.
Mhm.
They lost me a lot of money this year, so I'm gonna have an extra angst against that. So let's go Bills +3. I'm taking a money line. I'm cheering for the Bills. I think that this could just be that team. Like
Let's go.
why not? Why
Let's
not?
go.
Let's
Let's
put a
go.
Super Bowl in there.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
Buffalo Bills haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1993. This would be a big one for them. They've won 3 straight road games. Arguably the hottest team in the league right now. They just get it done on both sides of the ball. I think there was an interesting stat. I think it was like within the first 6 games, their defense was ranked like 12 or 14, something like that. And then like the last 12 games of the season, they like tightened up and they're like top 3 in every stat. They totally, they totally turned that ship around and their defense is stout. I mean, they held the Baltimore Ravens to 3 points. Who would have ever thought that? You know what I mean? Granted, Justin Tucker missed, 2 critical field goals, but seriously, Bills defense is no freaking joke. Mahomes with the concussion, how bad it is, I don't know. Will he be cleared? I'm sure he will be. It's in Arrowhead. We've been there. I mean, it's one of the most hostile places to play in. I think at the end of the day, the Chiefs have a stack load of talent with an underrated defense. Bills have a stack load of talent on the defense and, still probably an underrated offense just because of how many different things they can do. Very creative offensive coordinator as well. But at the end of the day, I would be an absolute fool, an idiot to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the guy has not proven me wrong, not even once. All right. This is a guy that was down by what over 14 points with 7 minutes left in our Super Bowl last year.
10 points.
Yeah, or 10 points. Yeah. And he got it done. I mean, the guy makes perfect passes, perfect decisions. And yeah, he teams are more in it than they have been last year against KC, but this is the playoffs and Pat Mahomes, he's a proven quarterback in this league to play big under big games and big circumstances. So I'd be an absolute fool to bet against him. I love the Bills. I'm not betting with my heart though. I'm putting my money on the Chiefs. 3 points. I probably won't touch the spread just because I could, like Kegan was alluding to, I could see this coming down to the last play. I honestly can, because Josh Allen's, he's a baller as well. It's going to be an exciting game, but I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then interesting fact too, 3 out of the 4 QBs in the playoffs right now grew up as a 49er fan.
I know. I was going to bring
Which
that
is
up.
insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Tom Brady all grew up as baby boys being 49ers fans.
In
Big
the Bay,
time.
yeah.
In the
They're all
Bay
from
Area.
the Bay.
Yep.
In the
So
Bay.
that's kind of interesting. But this time the non-Niners fan's gonna win. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's the money.
The non-Niners fan. Yeah.
Yep.
Good points. I like it. Big Z contemplating.
I've already
What
made my
shall it
decision.
be? What shall it be?
It's
But
actually
yes, of
kinda easy.
course, of course.
But of course, yes. I'm gonna go Kansas City 34, Buffalo 21.
Woo! Okay, throwing numbers
Ooh.
out.
Smacky.
Well, because I think that pretty much all you guys covered most by the time most stuff I was gonna say. So I'm just gonna go the no bullshit, no biased. I'm never gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes, not in this decade. Anybody that's balling out half bill is the man with the plan. That dude, he walks it before he talks it. Real deal Holyfield. Patrick, like that's when he was my fantasy guy. Like Ryan said, every game he was always the guy that I would never question. Always came through. Even when he didn't came through, he still comes through. Like he's the most automatic person that I've ever seen since like Michael Jordan in his astute profession.
Oh yeah,
Like,
special.
So so just right there. I really like Josh Allen. I think they're doing all the right things. I think they're 1 year too early, and I think they came up against the wrong team at the wrong time. I think they're going to get mollywopped in the end by not mollywopped, but they're going to get shown and exposed by Patrick Mahomes is just because he's an upper echelon player that just like he's you just can't be him. You're just born him.
he's a baller.
So so I'll just go like that. It's Kansas City all the way. I think it's going to be Kansas City and Green Bay in the final, and I don't know who could win that game.
What's that
I
game
gotta think
called,
about that.
Zach? Real quick, what's that
game's
game
called The Big Show. That's
No.
like the ultimate kahuna.
It's called
That's-
the State Farm Bowl. That's the
It
State Farm
is.
Bowl.
Ooh,
They be
that's
loving
that
that.
Rogers discount.
I think that was the first. I think that was the first Super Bowl.
It
Green
was. It was. Look at that.
Dude,
Okay,
I could see it.
I
see
like
it.
dude. That'd be a big money game, dude. Rogers versus Mahomes.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
at this point they're all big. Like we're getting treated to the NFL's best.
They did
love
for
it.
what this NFL season thought we was going to turn into. It actually shaped up really
Couldn't
nicely.
have asked for a better Final Four.
100%.
I
Because
wish.
I
the
remember before the
Niners were
season,
there.
Andrew was just like, they're not even going to play. It's when we were talking about fantasy last year. Like before I put back, he's like, they're not going to play. No way.
I know. I was
And we
like,
went all the way
guys,
through.
Zeke has it right now. He's
Yep.
saying they're not going to play. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Good take. Good take. Good take. Great matchup. We're getting treated to some great quarterback play. These are the 4 quarterbacks I want to see. Josh Allen has become elite. He's got to be in that top 7 to top 5 range now. I mean,
Out of his draft class, he was thought as the worst of the class too.
that's his whole life. His whole life, he's been passed over. And he makes it happen with his
he
legs.
got drafted into the right system too. That
He got
system
drafted
fits
in the
perfectly.
perfect system in a
Yeah,
city
matters.
that likes the underdog.
Yep.
Zach and Ryan are going with the Chiefs, and I really do think the Chiefs are the favorites and have all the weapons. Everything could fall into
They're a
place.
video game.
I heard
Yeah.
Clyde could come back for this game too. Have you guys heard that?
He's like a Peyton Manning in Madden. He's like automatic. Like he's like like real 99.
Who are you
Clyde
talking
Edwards-Helaire might. I heard something about him might be coming back
No,
for this game. Yeah,
What?
I didn't hear anything. I think it's
to
What's
be
wrong with
active.
Le'Veon Bell and
What happened to
Damian
him?
Williams.
He's been hurt
What
for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've really been following the Chiefs that much.
Andrew's always complaining about Dalvin Cook always being injured, and then his
No
goal
shit.
goes down. It's like, dude, they're running
That's
back.
always hating on.
They get hurt.
They get hurt
Unless you're Frank Gore. Unless
unless you're Frank Gore.
Yeah.
for real. Hey, another thing about guys that don't get hurt: Phillip Rivers never missed one start his whole career.
Wow.
Not
That's
one.
what makes him a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Without winning a Super Bowl.
Wow.
That's what makes him first
Right.
ballot. Or I still think he's not first ballot because he doesn't have the Super Bowl, but he's still
He's in there, yeah.
automatic.
Back to the game.
Yeah.
Zach and Ryan like the Chiefs. Kegan, let's go. Let's hop on that Mafia bandwagon. Let's ride this shit all the way. I'm going with
Let's
Kegan.
go.
I'm taking the
Mafia.
Bills. I'm not going to touch the spread either. I think it'll come down to last man with the ball, and that last man will be Josh Allen and
Well, if they win, you can
Stephon
touch the spread.
Stephon Diggs.
Hey Andrew, get ready to
Yep.
get ready to
Stephon
win money
Diggs,
that 40,
baby.
bro.
The dig special with a little topping of Cole Beasley, a little cherry on top. Let's go.
Is he healthy now?
Yeah. He's been out
Probably
there.
not 100, but it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nobody's 100%.
If I'm starting a team right now, I'm taking Diggs over Devontae.
I think I might too, honestly. I've been thinking about
I think
Still, like skill set wise, Deontay he's on another level.
I think next
He's
Like,
also
year,
had
even
Aaron
like
Rodgers.
route
I
tree
mean,
wise, he has a
even-
couple extra branches that Diggs just does not have.
Yeah, but Diggs had Josh Allen. Like,
But I'd say, but Diggs is on too. But I think
and
overall,
Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers.
Adams is better.
they're just different quarterbacks. But I mean, do you know how many more targets a game Diggs gets than Devontae Adams? I bet you about 5 more targets a game.
It'd be an interesting stat.
probably like 2, probably 2.
I don't see 5.
I think
More than
5.
that.
That's
Five's
a
the
lot.
main option.
because
He's the only option there. I mean, Cole
They're
Beasley, I
both-
know, but
yeah.
Diggs, he's getting like
Compliment.
15 targets
well,
a game.
Valdez Scantley is the main guy. I mean, Devontae's the
Yeah, but
main
they have
option.
Tanyan has been
Tunyon,
taking a lot of targets.
Lazard.
Aaron Jones from the backfield, Lazard,
Lizard.
MVS here and there, but I'm just saying,
Okay.
like,
I mean,
if you look at targets
amazing.
per game, I'm sure Diggs is getting like 15 targets a game.
Easy.
I just
I'm
think
sure-
skill
I
set
mean, I'm sure
Devontae
he is.
is better in my opinion, but I've
No
never
doubt.
seen. We've seen this from Devontae for like the last 3 years. This is the first year we've seen it from Diggs. If he repeats this next year, I'm happy having a conversation, but it's just kind of hard. say
Last
that
year
he's
with
it's
Devontae was up
premature.
and down, or 2 years
It's
ago
a
was
little
up and
premature, in
down.
my opinion.
Yeah. And he had the whole thing injury this year, and he got all upset when the Packers wouldn't play him. I mean,
That was
They're-
short. That was. I
they're
mean,
both held.
yeah, but that was
players.
early in the season,
Just seems like Devontae's a little bit more of a diva.
dude. Wide receivers are divas.
Yeah.
Diggs left Vikings because he's a diva.
Dude, the ultimate diva is coming to Green Bay, Antonio Brown. So let's be honest. If the diva's coming to the town, it's Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If
let's,
anybody's a diva.
I'm
Either
looking at
way, I
Devontae
mean-
Adams.
Let's
Let's see. 16, 11, 12, 12, 9, 9, 12, 10, 10, 12, 6. Those are the last like 9 weeks of the season. So, he had 17 week 1. So he's probably averaging close to like 13 or so. Stephon Diggs, which I think will probably go in the first round of fantasy next year, just because of that volume.
You should.
It's looking pretty fucking close. I think I'd give it to, I think they're tied, dude. It's 16, 8, 11, 9, 12, 10, 9, 10, 14, 13, 11. So it's,
You said a lot more numbers over 10 when
no, just looking
because
at
Diggs
it.
are like 9, 7, 8, 9, 13.
Looking at it just for the whole season, I think Devontae had more. But
Look how many
barely.
targets in the season. I mean,
I'm just gonna
well,
look
actually,
at
that
wide
wouldn't
receiver
tell you
average.
because
So 166 for Diggs.
right, but Devontae Adams also missed time.
And
All right, most
Devontae-
targeted receivers 2020. Number 1, Devontae Adams.
Oh.
Number 2, Stephon Diggs.
I have one.
So, and who led the league in receiving yards this year, ladies and gents?
Ladies and gents.
No ladies, but Stephon Diggs.
Devontae Adams averaging 9.3 yards a catch. Diggs 9.2.
Wait, Kegan,
Knew it.
Kegan, that
Plus
target.
Devontae
That's the,
Adams he's from the Bay Area. So.
that's
Take
the
no shit.
percentage of
they're
targets.
they're
though,
both
right?
top of the class.
That's the
Yeah,
percentage of
potato,
targets.
potato.
1A, 1B this year.
Yeah.
1A, 1B this year for sure.
Potato, potato. Yeah.
Was that
Same
the
thing.
percentage of targets that Devontae led in? Like his target percentage, his share?
It was attempts per game. Most targeted
Okay.
players, top wide
'Cause
receivers, weeks 1 through 19. So includes
Diggs had
playoffs.
166.
Hopkins is third.
Devontae had 149. So Diggs had the most targets.
He did, but he
The
also
average.
played more games.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
Devontae was
It's-
out.
It's those.
Yeah, Devontae missed 2 games early in the season.
So you're right. You're right. Diggs overall had more targets. but
Yeah.
They're both 9.3.
I was just saying it was just a little too premature to like crown him
Yeah.
the best wide receiver in the league
Over
just because
Deontay.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what Diggs did next year and maybe one more year because Devontae's been doing this for like 3-4 years.
And I'm
now.
probably still giving it to Hopkins as the number 1 wide receiver.
No, I would say
He's-
Hopkins number 2.
He's
I
already
say he's number 1.
Talent
Yeah,
wise, like
coming
it's-
into this season. I said Hopkins number 1, but
He's unbelievable.
yeah, I don't know. Those 3 are definitely the top.
right.
Yeah.
I'd say
Best
Devontae
hands
is at the
down.
top at this point.
Devontae.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, the guy's route running skills
Either
are
one you pick
insane.
is
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
and he's long.
It's upper echelon.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, this
Are
has
you
been a fun
keeping
one.
Miles
Freaking
Sanders?
Z joined us. That's
Yeah, man, I'm
awesome.
glad you made it.
I know. Are you keeping Miles Sanders?
Andrew, you're lagging
Keegan?
bad, bro.
Am I lagging? What's up?
Oh,
Over a little bit.
keeper league.
Are you keeping?
No,
you're
I'm not
keeping.
Miles Sanders.
Oh, you're not.
How did that
Might
work
even
out
go
for you,
David- I
Keegan?
might
and
go
Miles
David
Sanders?
Johnson, depending on the situation in Houston.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
If they
Keegan,
lose
how did
Watson,
the
it's
Miles
gonna
Sanders
be
work out for you? That trade.
David Johnson show.
David
Miles Sanders
Johnson.
dropped off.
He ended
He was
strong.
way overhyped, bro.
Yeah, he was.
But
He was
then
my
again,
second
Doug
pick.
Peterson could have been the reason, like they were. I mean, they had the worst coach in the league, and Wentz, who was the worst quarterback in the league for the
True.
longest time. So, I wouldn't
say
rule
Peterson
Miles
was the worst
Sanders
in the
out.
league?
I
Yeah.
could see him jumping up next year.
My answer isn't until it's due, Drew.
You'll have to see. Not giving you any.
Not
answer.
giving you any hints.
No
Not
secrets.
this year.
Well, I was gonna
Wait.
say there should be a way to where you can inherit a different keeper because we're losing a team and we're getting a new guy. Maybe you could get a keeper off of that team.
You talking about from Mike's squad?
Yeah, David Montgomery. He's
No.
a beast. No,
Montgomery.
I think Montgomery is high floor, low ceiling type guy.
have you seen the last like 6 weeks of the season? This guy was unstoppable, dude.
Yeah, but he also had
So
just
the-
mad volume. So I don't know.
It's
Right.
the Bears.
It's the Bears.
Yeah,
The Bears.
He definitely looked a lot more impressive towards the end of the season. For me, he's not going to be a guy that gets like three touchdowns every single game or or 20 plus touches every game. Maybe, but the thing with the Bears is the defense holds up for like the first quarter, second quarter, and then they're slinging the rock trying to come back,
Yep.
And so first half he looks great. Second half, normally they're just slinging the ball
Yep, no touches.
and we see Allen Robinson's head on the sideline.
with that reverse mullet thing.
No, I think Allen Robinson's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
The patch in the back.
That's called a hold on. That's called a
A dome
That's-
patch.
No, it's fuck. I know exactly. It's called a. It's like they do that in Texas, where it's like it's called I
Shit
don't think
stain.
my-
Shit stain.
Yeah, sure. But it's-
Hey, fun times, guys.
I know what you mean, though.
Fun times. I think
Yeah,
this.
it's a good show.
I think this
Yeah.
has been a good show. About 9:00. Let's wrap it up. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, you guys want to chill this weekend? Kind of do a little throw out, kind of send me off kind of thing. Kinda
I'm
throw
free
it down
on
this weekend?
Sunday.
Okay,
I'm free on Sunday.
You guys want to watch some games?
Let's do it.
Cool.
We'll
What do you
watch
wanna
some
do?
great games, man. And then we can you'll be gone for the Super Bowl, but I'm definitely down to watch these games with you on Sunday.
Cool, man. Sounds good.
So and then I think Keegs, you're watching the game here, right?
I'm gonna watch the Packer game with my pops, and then the night game.
Wait. So let's get this right. So the Buffalo game is on Saturday.
Sunday.
No, they're both on Sunday.
Both on Sunday. Okay.
Buffalo's like at 4:30, and Green Bay's at 1.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let's play
Buffalo's
on Sunday.
at 6:40.
No, it's 4.
Oh, 6:40
One-
Eastern.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Four hours.
4:40.
4.
No, 4:40 Mountain Time.
Mountain.
Mountain.
You can take that to the bank.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the bank, Andrew had that 40 ready, bro. Venmo me.
Ooh, it's getting real. Stay tuned to find out next week who won.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, boys. It's been fun.
Good
It's been
time.
fun. You guys have a good
Dad,
one.
thanks for coming on.
Later, guys.
DKP
Thank you,
signing
guys.
off.
Good to see you guys.
Peace out, guys.
That was.